Hello everyone, I'm Anthony, the Eclectic Chef. Welcome back to my UK kitchen and wine lab. Well, today we're going to be talking about another Spanish wine, Ribera del Duero. Basically means from the banks of the Duero River. The Duero, by the way, if the name sounds familiar, becomes the Douro in Portugal. Source of a lot of great red wines and also port, of course. And I was there earlier this year. So we're in COSTCO last week and I happened to spot this bottle. And I thought, we might want to grab one of those, because when you see a bottle of wine from a different DO that we're not typically used to seeing in COSTCO, it tells you that they think this is one of the next big things. And COSTCO may be a lot of things, but they're rarely wrong. By the way, slightly amusing to me is the fact that COSTCO puts a picture, and that is a picture, of the bodega or the winery that this wine comes from, because they do that for their own Kirkland brand Bordeaux too. Anyway, we're going to give this wine a taste test, have a little bit more for you about the Duero region, and then we'll come back and chat with you a little bit more later. Okay folks, so here's our tasting. Nose, it's fruity. Berries, I think, not grapes. Has lots of legs, as you'd expect from a 7-year-old wine. The nose isn't acidic, there's no hints of tannins. There's definitely a nice browning around the meniscus, but otherwise this wine is a deep, bright red colour. Now this is reading straight from my little tasting notebook. Gosh, it's smooth. Low acidities and tannins. Dry, but it doesn't assault your mouth like some very dry red wines do. I understand the label comment about minerals. It's hard to put into words actually, but they're there in the background. This wine builds a certain astringency in the mouth, which you might ascribe to those minerals over 2 or 3 sips. I can't say there are any really powerful underlying flavours. Lingering berries there again. But the one thing I will say, my notebook has a big smiley face here, by the way. It's incredibly drinkable. This is a really, really nice wine. And if any of this shows up at Costco's in the States, I hope you'll be snapping it up, because I will be getting some. There's no Costco US importer on the back of the label, by the way, so I'm not that hopeful, but I will be going back to get a few more bottles of this before we go back to the Southwest US. Anyway, folks, we'll talk just a little bit about the Ribera del Duero region after this, and the winery, and thanks for watching. Well, looking at the vineyard and the bodega, you can see what a beautiful place this is. And so, as we can see, the Duero region, or the DO, is north of Madrid, south of Burgos, and east of Valladolid. Nestled along the banks of the Duero River, where lots of tributaries draining into it to give us lots of water for our vineyards. We talk about the temperature variations in the notes. This area has 22,000 hectares under cultivation for vines, so we're getting quite a lot out of here. Definitely a higher quality wine region, and as we've said, this river turns into the Douro, which is all good things. So I hope this has been helpful for you in understanding a little bit about Ribera del Duero, as opposed to other Spanish wine regions. I really do think this has the possibilities to be the new big thing in Spanish reds.